Yeah, don't worry about your spirit friend nearly killed our director. You did great on air. It's so weird.
時間は夜の9時半過ぎ。すでに辺りは真っ暗だ。なのに、家の中に明かりがついていない。
It was past 9:30, so it had been dark out for hours already. Yet there wasn't a single light on Kibiki's house.
先生
Kibiki?
人の気配が全くない。家の中が普段より広く感じる。
No signs of life. Somehow the whole house felt larger and emptier than ever before.
先生
Kibiki?
先生、寝ているのですか
Kibiki, are you sleeping?
先生の書斎を除くが、いない。部屋を一通り回っても、やっぱりどこにもいなかった。
I peeked into his study, but he wasn't there, nor was he anywhere else. The house was deserted.
先生の仕事の打ち合わせは不定期だから、私が帰宅した時に家にいないことはいくらでもある。
Now, Kibiki's meetings for work were always held at a regular time, so this wasn't unprecedented or
だ
anything.
けど、今日はなんだか空気が違う。まるで初めから誰も住んでいなかったような冷たい静寂が包んでいるのだ。
But the atmosphere inside just felt different somehow. There was this peculiar silence as if no one had ever lived there in the first place.
見えてるよ。
Oh,
違和感を感じる。
I heard that.
誰かが私のことを見ている。嘲笑うような意識。
The voice just said, I'm watching you. Something just seemed very, very wrong. It was like someone was watching me, sneering at me. Uh-oh. Where is it appear? Uh-oh.
私の部屋の机の上に書き置きを見つけた。先生の字だ。
Finally, I found a note on my desk. Not the one I'd left for Kibiki this morning, but a response written in his familiar scrawl.
ナホ君へ優しい気遣いありがとう。そんな君を私の仕事のためにこれ以上危険な目に遭わせるわけにはやはりいかない。
Dear Naho, thank you for your concern. I couldn't live with myself if I exposed you to any more danger on my behalf, however.
田口君と二人で天神小学校へ行ってくるよ。帰る方法、逆打ちの方法は分かっている。必ず無事に戻ってくる。
Taguchi and I have gone to Heavenly Host Elementary. We've noted the way back, so please don't worry. We'll return safe and
この
sound.
仕事を成功させたら美味しいものを食べに行こう。
And if we're successful, let's all go out for a nice meal together, okay? Oh boy. Oh boy.
あれ
Okay, so this is Sayaka's room, I guess.
ため息をついてふっと我に返る。時計を見るといつの間にか10時を回っていた。
With a sigh and a mumble, I snapped back to reality. Glancing at the clock, I marveled at the fact that it was already past 10.
帰ってきてから30分ぼーっとしていたんだ。びっくり。
I'd been in a daze for half an hour since getting home. Craziness.
なんだろう。肩が重い気がする。
Uh-oh. Oh, what a day. My shoulders feel like they've got lead weights on them. Honestly, mine do too. Am I getting possessed? Is something happening?
まさかね。
I couldn't have brought it back with me, right?
気のせい気のせい。と、勉強机から立ち上がる。制服のままだからリラックスできないんだよね。着替えよう。
No, there was no way. I stood up from my desk. The problem was the uniform. I couldn't really relax in it. I should know better. I just needed to change.
着替えよう。そうしよう。
Yeah, that sounds good. I'll feel better once I get out of this uniform.
見えてるよ。
Oh, Lord. She just passed it on to Sayaka now. She just said I could see you.
やめてよ。
God, please.
誰かいるの。
Is somebody there?
やだ
please no.
一人で騒いでバカみたい。誰もいないに決まってるのに怖いことなんてない。気のせい。
I was glad no one had seen me talking to thin air like that. There was nobody else around, of course. Nothing to be afraid of. It was just my imagination.
私は気分を変えるために再び着替えることにした。
Cat, is Sachiko following you? Take a holy shower and down some salt. Yeah, and it didn't sound like Hibiki was like really optimistic about getting back. I really, really needed to get out of my uniform. So once again, I started changing when... What just happened? Who's
窓の
that?
外で表の道を誰かが叫びながら走ってくる声が聞こえた。
Definitely not my imagination this time. There was somebody screaming outside my window, running toward my house.
何？
What?
泣きそうになりながら私は外カーテンの端を開け窓から外を見てみた。あれは
Oh no, why would you do that? I seriously felt like I was going to break down. Maybe I already had. Opening the curtain slowly, I peered outside to see who it was.
ナホちゃん。
Wait, is that Naho?
2階からだから顔はよく見えなかったけど泣いてる様子で髪を振り乱して走ってきたナホちゃんは私の家の前で止まった。
I couldn't see her face clearly, being on the second floor and all, but that was Naho all right. She was crying like a madwoman. She looked awful. Oh
どう
boy.
しちゃったのナホちゃん。
What's wrong, Naho?
ナホちゃん。
Naho?
先生が言っちゃった。先
Sayaka, it's Kibiki. Kibiki crossed over.
生が。落ち着いてナホちゃん。どうしたの？キビキ先生のこと。
Okay, just calm down, Naho. Tell me what happened. Where's Mr. Kibiki?
どうしよう。どうしよう。私のせいだよ。先生、死んじゃったりしたら。
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. It's all my fault. If Kibiki were to die in there.
こんなに取り乱したこの子は初めて見た。私はゆっくりと話しかけて、ナホちゃんの気持ちを鎮めようとした。
This was the first time I'd ever seen her so incoherent. I spoke slowly and gently, trying my best to calm her
ナ
down.
ホちゃん、教えて。力にならせて。何があったの？
Naho, please, just tell me what happened. Let me help you. Start at the beginning.
とにかく家に来てほしいの。
I want you to come back with me right now. What?
お願い。
Please, I'm begging you.
目に涙をいっぱい溜めて懇願するナホちゃんにきっと差し迫った理由があるんだと思った私は。
Tears were streaming down her face. This was a side of Naho I never even imagined would exist. There had to be a reason she was so desperate. Because she loves Kabiki.
とにかく言う通りにしてあげようとキビキ先生の家へついていくことにした。
I agreed to follow her back to Kabiki's house, if only out of concern for her well-being.
幸せの幸子さん。
Sachiko ever after.
このおまじないを行うとこの世ではない時間を超えた異空間に幽閉されている呪われた学校天神小学校に行けるの。
Those who perform this ritual can cross over to Heavenly Host Elementary, a cursed school sealed outside our world, outside time and
こ
space.
のところ私の周りにも影響を与えている強い力を持った霊磁場だから調査もやめようと思ったんだけど。
It's a locus of powerful energy, and the effect it's had on me thus far has been disturbing enough that I've decided to abandon my investigation.
私のことを心配して先生が私を置いて田口さんと2人だけで行っちゃったの。
But before I could convey that to Kabiki, he crossed over without me, taking only Taguchi for backup.
お願いさやか先生を助けるために私と一緒に天神小学校へ行ってくれない？
So please, Sayaka, you're my only hope at this point. Will you come with me to Heavenly House so I can rescue Kabiki?
何のことだかさっぱりわからない。天神小学校呪われてるの？
I didn't really get any of what she was saying. Heavenly Host Elementary? A cursed school?
助けに行く？救助が必要になるような場所なの？
Foxy's like, nope, you're on your own, girl. Just like, see ya. Like, I love how she knows it's dangerous, but she's just like, I'm gonna take my best friend with me. It's like, no, though. No, because you'll all die. And this was all to rescue Kubiki? What was in there exactly that he needed rescuing from?
わからないままに危険な世界に引き込まれようとしていることはなんとなく理解できる。私は即答することができなかった。
The one thing I did understand was that I'd be accompanying Naho to some unsafe, unfamiliar spirit world. I couldn't just casually agree to go with her.
それって危険なんでしょ。私怖いよ。
So, this place I'd be going with you is dangerous then? I scare easily, you know.
お願い、一人じゃこのおまじないは行えないの。こんなことさやかにしか頼めないし。
Please, I can't perform the ritual by myself. You're the only person I can count on.
絶対私がさやかを守るから。
And I swear I'll protect you no matter what.
顔をくしゃくしゃにして必死に懇願するなほちゃん。
Her face was the most disheveled I'd ever seen it, and she was practically
い
begging.
つもクールで私の前では猫みたいに可愛くて、この子がこんな顔するなんて。
I knew two sides to this girl, her cool and collected professional persona, and her cat to my master. But this panic desperation fit neither of them.
私は収録後の帰り道、そこで言った自分の言葉を思い出した。
The words I'd spoken to her following our recording session suddenly popped in my head.
私もきっと恩返しするから何かあったら言ってね。
I owe you one, so if there's anything I can do for you, just let me know.
先
Kubiki, Kubiki.
涙混じりのなほちゃんの顔を見て、私はしばらく黙って決意した。
I took one more look at Naho's tear-stained face and just knew I couldn't turn away from her in this time of need.
本当に私守ってくれる？
Naho, do you really promise to protect me?
なほちゃん
boy.
の顔に花が咲くようにパッと希望の光が差す。それを見て私はさらに決意を強くする。
A ray of hope lit up Naho's face like a flower in bloom, and I knew I'd made the right decision. Except you didn't.
じゃあ行こう。協力するよ。
Alright then, I'm in. What are friends for after all?
ありがとう。
Sayaka, thank you, Sayaka.
この子を泣かせちゃいけない。笑っている顔が一番可愛い子なんだから。
I just couldn't bear to see her cry like that. A face as cute as hers deserved to wear a smile at all times.
どこかに出かけるんだよね。じゃあその前にちょっと家に戻って準備してきていい？
We'll be out for a while though, right? You mind if I run back home first and take care of some things before we go?
待ってる。全裸で。
Okay, I'll be waiting for you here, butt naked? What?
風邪ひくから服は着ててね。すぐ戻るよ。
Not a good idea. You'll catch your death of cold. Anyway, I'll be right back. Because when traveling worlds, you want to be completely naked. Because... Also, I love how she didn't even mention to Naho about, like, hey, I heard a voice in my house when I was at home just before you came running over. Like, do you know what that's about?
こうなったら仕方がない。
Well, as long as Kabiki's over there.
先生のためだ。どうせならサンプルは多いほどいい。
The larger the sample size for his research, the better. This is for you, man.
篠崎の家。
The Shinzaki estate? We don't need that place anymore.
私に呪いを拡散する手先になれというのなら乗ってやる。堂々と乗り込んでやる。私が負けるわけがない。
If he's going to leave me here to spread the curse for him, then fine. That's just what I'll do. No hesitation, no backing down.
ブログを更新しておこう。 新しいエントリー。友達との絆を一生のものに。新しいおまじないをご紹介。幸せ。おっと。
My blog should do nicely. Let's see. In this world, there's nothing worse than parting ways with a dear friend. Some may say it's sweet sorrow.
幸せの幸子さん。いっぱい引っかかるよ。
Oh, almost forgot the subject line. Sachiko and the ever wait, no. How about Sachiko ever after? Perfect. Here's hoping for lots of hits. Huh?
お母さん、行ってきま
Why
す。
did she do that? Did she do that because she was mad at Kabiki? Or did the ghost make her do it? I'm very confused. Mom, I'm heading out.
心配させたくなくって。お母さんには今からまた収録があるからって伝えて家を出ることにした。
Not wanting to worry her, I told her a little white lie, suggesting I had another recording session tonight.
このところ連日夜遅くに外出してたからかな。玄関で心配して声をかけてくれた。
I've been going to late night sessions practically every night. Wait, I've been going to late sessions practically every night for a while now, so it seemed the perfect excuse. And sure enough, she bought it.
さやか、頑張ってるわね。はい、忙しい時こそ栄養補給。脳に糖分を入れなさい。
You certainly are a hard worker, Sayaka. Just make sure you keep your energy up out there. Don't get too busy if you let your blood sugar drop. Here. The candy.
お母さんは小さなチョコを一つ手渡してくれた。静かだけどいつもくれる大きな応援と心遣い。私は涙が出そうになった。
She handed me a small piece of emergency chocolate. This was like a tradition with her. She'd always give me one when I left to show her support.
きっと今から向かう場所が本当は怖かったからだと思う。
And it always reminded me that I was loved. This one in particular was bringing tears to my eyes. I must have been more scared than I thought.
なるべく早く戻るからありがとう。
I'll be home as soon as I can, thanks.
いってらっしゃい。
Knock 'em dead, sweetie.
幸子さんお願いします。幸子さんお願いします。
Sachiko, we beg of you. Sachiko, we beg of you.
心の中で2回唱えられた。
You said it twice, right? In your head?
うん。じゃあこれを引きちぎるの。指が離れないように爪を使ってね。
Okay. Then it's time to pull this thing apart. Make sure you use your nails and don't let go.
分かった。
Got it.
1、2の3。
1, 2, 3.
信じられないことが起こった。なほちゃんに言われるままにおまじないを実行すると急に床が割れて大きな穴が口を開けた。
Something impossible was happening. We performed the ritual just as Naho had instructed, and then the floor just split open and swallowed us whole.
選択だったのか現実だったのか。奈落へ落下するようなリアルな感覚は私の体にしっかり刻まれている。
Was this a dream? Was I hallucinating? It sure felt real though. It felt like I was being dragged into hell.
やがて目の前が真っ白になり、そのまま私は意識を失ってしまったようだ。
My vision quickly went bright white, and my consciousness seemed to fade to black. Whew. Yeah, maybe Sachiko is affecting her. If Yoshi could kill Yui in real life, I wouldn't be surprised if Sachiko could manipulate Naho. Yeah. Hi, Siri, and happy Friday! I'm good, how about you? And then...
口の中に埃のような砂のようなものがいっぱい詰まっているのに気づき、私はむせながら飛び起きた。
I felt dust or sand filling my mouth, and I sprang to my feet, choking. Oh boy. Uh-oh, they got separated, didn't they? What is this? Where am I? Naho?
寒く暗い部屋。ジメジメしていて洞窟の中のようだった。ここがナホちゃんの言っていた天神小学校。
I was in a cold, dark room. It was damp and clammy, and felt very much like a cave. Was this the Heavenly Host Elementary Naho was telling me about?
ナホちゃん、ナホちゃん。
Naho? Naho?
心細さにとらわれていて声を張り上げたのにか細い声しか出なかった。辺りを見回してもナホちゃんはいない。返事も聞こえない。
Racked with apprehension, I tried raising my voice, but barely had one to raise. I looked around, but didn't see Naho anywhere, and there was no response.
嘘でしょ。
God, this can't be real, can it?
すぐにでも帰りたくなった。これなしなかったことにする。帰る。でもそういえば帰る方法は聞いてない。どうやって帰るの？
I wanted to go home, to forget this place existed, but then I realized I never asked Naho how to cross back over. Without her, I was stuck here.
とにかくナホちゃんを探そう。きっとこの場所のどこかにいる。
So that was my top priority then. I absolutely had to find
ナ
Naho.
ホちゃんもここに飛ばされた後、まさか離れ離れになってしまうとは想定していなかったのかも。
I'm sure she hadn't accounted for the possibility that we'd wind up in different spots once we got here.
とにかく出会えればきっとなんとかなるよ。
But as long as I could track her down soon, I knew everything would work out.
私は恐る恐る暗い通路を歩き始めた。
I took a step forward slowly and carefully and took a closer look at my surroundings. Oh, we're finally in search mode. Holy crap. Hold on a sec. That deserves a save, because holy crap. That was like an hour and 41 minutes till we got to playtime. Holy crap. Broken TVs, garbage, broken clocks. Glass all over the floor? Cans, pipes, mattresses? There doesn't seem to be anything here. Looks like old cigarettes or something, maybe? Nope, nope. Yep. Okay. Uh-oh.
壁が
The wall.
何？それで
What the? It's crumbling. That was close.
通れなくなっちゃった。
And I can't get through.
助けて、お母さん。
Mommy, save me. We are in the basement. The path here is completely blocked with rubble. There's no way through. What? Oh, I keep hitting the wrong button. Okay, so that's that way, I guess. So let's go... Oh! The death room! You know what we're not going in first? That. Let's go... to... the boys' room? So we came out of the storehouse. Oh, fuck this! I know this! Jesus Christ.
かごめかごめ
Oh!
かごの中の鳥は
What is
い
this?
つ
What am I?
である
Am I hearing things?
どうして子供の声だ
That's a child's voice, isn't it?
小学校なのか
Maybe this really is an elementary school after all. Oh god, do I really want to look? I don't want to look behind me. I'm going this way. Fuck that noise. Okay, so run away from that. We're going this way. That is an actual song? Uh-oh.
照明が瞬いてる目がおかしくなりそうな通路の先に今気のせい
The lights flickered, and I could swear I saw something on the path ahead. Hopefully just my eyes playing tricks on me, please.
誰かいますか
Is somebody there? Oh. Okay, so yeah, that's a thing. Let's go to the boys' room. The door is sealed firmly shut. There's no way to open it. Okay. You can't even like look around in this mode. Go to the girls' room.
これはお手洗い
Is this a bathroom? But yeah, as I was trying to say, I know the Kagome Kagome song. If you look it up on YouTube, there's like someone made like this really like creepy like artwork thing to go along with the song, and there's like some really creepy history behind it, but there's like a creepier version of it. It's just it's just like dead children kind of like level of horror. I remember like being obsessed with it and then watching the video and then having like nightmares because it's just like kids looking down on you, and it's just ugh. But yeah, anyway, is this a bathroom?
こんな地下洞窟みたいなところに
I'm in like a cave and there's a bathroom here? No matter how I looked at it, nothing about this place seemed like an elementary school in any way. But there were lights on the ceiling and support beams to prevent cave-ins, so it certainly wasn't a naturally formed cavern either. I mean, there was even indoor plumbing down here. Uh-oh, there's a dead kid behind the thing.
無理かな
No, thank you.
言っておきたかったけどあまりに汚れていて私には使えなかった
I actually did have to go, but there's a limit to how dirty and disgusting a bathroom stall can get before I just refuse to close myself in there. Yes. Thank you, Fatal Nerd. I am thinking about Circle U, Circle U. Yeah, that's creepy. That is nightmare fuel.
困ったな
Guess I just have to hold it. What is with everybody in Japan holding their pee? Everyone's gonna have UTIs. Every single one of you. Stop doing this. Just squat. Just deal with it. Okay, so let's check to make sure there's nothing like... And we'll check that. There are skeletal remains here. It's a small child. Maybe she was hiding? There's a name tag attached to her jacket. Renaissance Elementary School. Mina Nishio. Okay. Anything at the end of the hall?
どうして
Oh god.
助けて けて。
もうやめて。どうして
Oh, they're all around me. Why? Save me. Help me, please. It hurts. Please stop. I could hear the voices of children who seemed to be in pain or distress.
もうやめて。どうしてどうして
Alright, time to go back. We're gonna go... I don't want to go to the death room, but I think we're gonna go to the death room. Oh, good. It's sealed. I am so happy. Because you know what I don't want to do? Get in there. Cool. Let's, what's over here? Just a hall. And then, there's a lot of halls. Let's try going this way. I could hear children calling for me, hiding and goading me to find them. Let's play. Come and get me. I'm over here. I'm over here. No, I'm over here. No, I'm over here. No, I'm over here. Damn it. Keep going. Also, it is labeled bomb shelter. Make sure there's nothing down here. They're singing, "Are you ready yet? Not yet." I could hear the voices of children playing. This chapter's gonna make me hate children. I agree, Foxy. Or however the hell you say it. It's really annoying. Oh Lord. No more. God, what is this place? Where even am I? You may proceed, you may proceed. What narrow path is this? It is the path of the heavenly host. Let's go to the body pool, because why not? Since it's right here. Oh, good. I'm so happy that all the bad places are shut. It makes me feel so much better. Thank you, game. Alright, so let's go down to this side of the hall. Try to cover all our bases. Oh Lord. I just hear like running around. Among the voices, I heard the sound of a door opening somewhere nearby. Let's go this way. Oh God. There's a foul-smelling, rotting corpse here. Based on the uniform, it was probably a male high school student in life. He seemed to have died sitting down, though he doesn't look very relaxed. There's a student ID name tag on his chest. Karasuyama High School, Yoaki Kamimizu? Is there somebody on this side? But I am a child! These kids sound so young. How did the young ones get killed? I don't know. Oh, there's a fresh body. Maybe. There's a it's fully decomposed? That didn't look fully decomposed. Fully decomposed corpse here. She's wearing a skirt, so it seems safe to assume this was a female student in life. Her name tag confirms this. Shobu University Middle School, Hinako Meguri. It's Hinako! Isn't that Nana's friend? One of Nana's friends? Well, no, it's a different uniform. Maybe I'm thinking something else. Hinako. I feel like I know. I feel like I know, like, that name from somewhere that we've read previously.
薄暗い洞窟
Oh
の中
boy.
でも明かりの全くない。真っ
It
暗
was
闇
this
の
room
部屋
that
を
was
見つけ
open.
た。
I didn't think this place could get any darker, but this room proved me wrong. It was completely and utterly devoid of all light.
中でピチャピチャ水滴が落ちて反響する音を聞く限りそれほど広い感じじゃない。
My only indication as to its size was the bloop bloop noise of dripping water from somewhere inside, and based on the echo, it didn't seem too big.
入りたくないけどもしかしたらここにナホちゃんがいるかもしれない。
I was perfectly content to leave it at that, honestly, but I couldn't, because I knew Naho might have been in there, seized with fear and panic.
あの子いつもクールだけどさっきの様子だとナホちゃんも怖がっているのかも。怖くて震えているのかも。
She usually kept a cool head, sure, but I just seen what she looked like when she didn't, and it worried the hell out of me, so I had to know.
ナホちゃん
Naho?
返事はなかった。水の落ちる音がうるさくて人のいる気配は判別できない。
No response, not that I heard anyway. That dripping wasn't very loud, but it echoed enough that it could conceivably obscure the sound of a person's voice.
部屋の外の淡い光が入るから出口は中からでもよく見える。
As long as I kept the door to this room open, though, the pale light of the corridor would filter in, and I'd be able to see the exit.
出られずにパニックになることはないと思って私は部屋の中まで入ってみることにした。
What a terrible idea. It may not have illuminated much, but at least I'd be able to find my way out in a pinch, so I swallowed my fear and walked into the darkness.
やだ
Ugh, gross.
何この匂い
What's that smell?
臭い。なんか腐ってる
It stinks to high heaven. Is something rotting in here? Oh boy.
何かこぼれた足にかかっちゃったよ。
Ew, what's spilled? It's all over my leg. Without thinking, I smacked my hand against my leg as if trying to knock off whatever was stuck to it.
何こ
What is this?
れ息ができないほど濃厚な鉄みたいな匂い。これ血の匂い。まさか
The metallic smell was so thick that I almost couldn't breathe. Was it blood? Did I just wipe blood onto my hand? No, it couldn't be.
なんだか太ももがかゆい。思わず指でかいてしまった。
I got a sudden itch on my thigh, so I impulsively reached down and scratched it.
真っ暗でわからないけどかいた指の腹にお米のような丸い小さな粒がついている。
And in doing so, a small rice-sized bead stuck to the ball of my finger, but in this all-consuming darkness, I had no way to tell what it was.
指でこね回すとペタペタして本当にお米のようだ。
Oh god. It's probably like body or something, like intestines. It felt an awful lot like a grain of rice, though, even smushing and smearing like one when I needed it between my thumb and forefinger.
って何これ皮膚太もものやだ。
What is this thing? Skin? From my thigh? Crap. I hope not. Oh boy.
明るくなった。
Huh? The lights!
やだ
Oh boy.
何この部屋
Oh god, what is this place?
匂いが強烈なわけだ。部屋の四方の壁という壁、床という床に 血しぶきのようなものが付着している。
The source of the horrible smell was suddenly clear. The room was absolutely drenched from wall to wall and ceiling to floor with blood and viscera. I think viscera is like intestines and stuff.
どれだけたくさんの血液が飛び散ればこれだけの範囲を染めることができるのか。
How many gallons of blood must there have been to coat this entire room?
しかも乾ききっていない。つい最近この部屋は使われている。
And the worst part was, none of it was dry. It was all wet. It was all fresh.
そこら中に得体の知れない肉片や骨っぽいものが転がっている。一体どんな恐ろしいことが行われている部屋なのだろう。
There were indistinguishable chunks of flesh and bone everywhere. Just what kinds of twisted things was this room being used for?
なんかさっきから太ももがかゆい。また指でかいてから私はふと自分の足を見た。そして全身の血が凍った。
I scratched my itching thigh again with my finger, then looked down at my legs, and all at once my blood ran cold. Oh boy.
かゆくて無意識にかいていた私の足に白い小さな虫がびっしりとついていた。
A swarm of little white bugs was wriggling all on both of my legs.
指の腹にも潰れて2匹。スカートにもソックスの上にも靴と足の隙間にも。
Oh god, that's what I squished between my fingers. But there were so many, many more, and they were also on my skirt, on my socks, even inside my shoes. Oh lord.
パニックを起こして私は虫がいっぱいついている靴を脱いで振りはたいた。
I fell into a state of total panic. I threw off my shoes and began frantically brushing myself off with my
スカート
arms.
の裾を掴んでソックスの端をつまんでバタバタはたいて虫を飛ばした。
I grabbed the hem of my skirt and the collars of my socks and shook the hell out of them too, trying to knock as many bugs off my body as I possibly could. Oh boy. And then you stepped in something,
よ
right?
ろけた私はソックスのかかとで赤く濁った水たまりに踏み込んでしまった。頭が真っ白になる。
Stumbling around, I accidentally planted the heel of my sock into a murky puddle of red liquid. My mind went blank with disgust.
気持ち悪い気持ち悪い気持ち悪い気持ち悪い。
Gross, 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 gross. This is the breaking point. She's barely been here. And this, right here, is the breaking point. I can't take this anymore. Don't put your dirty hands near your mouth. Like, come on now.
落ち着け。ここはきっと屠殺場だ。食用の家畜を解体して食肉にする場所だ。
Calm down, Sayaka. This was just a slaughterhouse. This was just a place where livestock was chopped up into meat.
だから自然なんだ。この部屋の存在は別に不自然じゃない。この血は、あの肉片は、あの大きな骨の塊は動物のもの。
It was perfectly natural. There was nothing unusual about this room at all. The blood, the chunks of flesh and bone, probably all just from animals. Oh god, yeah, let me look around in here, please. Oh, look at all the blood on the ceiling. All the blood.
部屋の至るところに汚れたバケツが置いてある。
Filthy buckets littered the room.
大腿骨のようなものがたくさん刺さっているもの。ブルブルした黄色や白い実のついた赤黒い肉の塊が詰め込まれたもの。
Each one of them was stuffed with reddish black gobs of meat and quivering yellow and white liquid, and most of them femur-like bones adorned the
直視
surface.
できないそれらに混じって
One of them, but one of them seemed to be a far more horrid stew than the others.
私は見つけてしまった。人間の腕が数本刺さっているバケツを。
And that's because one of them was full of arms, human arms, several of them, jutting out above the bucket lip and practically waving at passersby. Decomposing bodies? Okay. Ghost children playing and singing? Okay. Doors randomly opening and closing? No problem. Bugs, total meltdown. Right? Like, this is the breaking point. She had maggots on her. Like, I would see that room and just leave. I'd just be like, nope, I'm good. In fact, I wouldn't even walk into a dark room, but that's just me.
人は悲鳴を上げるときは意志の力を必要としないんだ。
Screams are strange beasts because they basically override all sense of logic and reason within a person's
自
mind.
然に驚くほどオートマチックに私の体の奥からお腹の底から悲鳴が絞り出されてきた。
Quite naturally, quite automatically, in my shock, a scream forced its way out from inside my body, from the very pit of my stomach. Oh boy.
全身の感覚が針のように敏感になっている。部屋の外の通路からかすかに誰かの足音が聞こえたような気がした。
My senses had become razor sharp. I could faintly hear footsteps approaching from the hall outside the room.
胃がキュンと縮んで出していた悲鳴が途中で止まる。
My stomach tightened, stopping the next scream in my throat. Oh boy. Oh, he's dragging it. The hammer.
確かだった。部屋の外の通路を何者かが近づいてきている。足音からしてなおちゃんじゃない。
I was sure of it. In the corridor just outside this room, someone or something was coming this way, and judging by sound, it sure wasn't Naho.
無意識に情けない声が漏れ出して、私は慌てて口を塞いだ。
Another scream threatened to slip out. I quickly stifled it. The last thing I needed was to give away my position.
どうしよう。近い。
Whoever this was getting closer and closer. I had to act.
外の通路は一本道になっていたから、外に逃げ出すと足音の主に見つかってしまう。隠れてやり過ごすしかないよ。
The hallway outside was just a straight shot, so escaping the room without being seen wasn't an option. Hiding was my only hope. But hiding where? Oh boy. Okay. Let me save. We could save over this. Okay. So in the game, I believe the cabinet was the worst decision. And then under the table was the best decision. So I think just to pique my curiosity and get an ending, I'm gonna say cabinet. See if it changed.
足元が迫ってきている。私は部屋の奥の大きな棚の前に駆け寄った。
The footsteps were approaching fast. I ran over to the large cabinet on the other side of the room.
開いてよ。
Please open.
扉は難なく開いた。しかも勝手に閉じてくれる。
The doors opened without difficulty, but they were the sort that automatically closed when left unattended. Oh well, no time for second guessing now.
私は後ろを向いて、お尻から体を棚の中に押し込めて、閉まりかけの扉に指をかけ、勢いをつけて引っ張った。
I turned around and jammed myself end first into the closet, grabbing the edges of the closing doors with my fingers and pulling them for all my worth. audio's incredible. Hi there, need a hand? And that, yes, this is an option from the first game. I'm like 90% sure.
狭い棚の中に身を潜め、足音が部屋を通り過ぎてくれることを祈る。
Shrinking my body into the cramped closet, I prayed silently for the footsteps to pass by this room.
だけどよくよく考えると、この部屋の電気をつけたのがこの足音の主なら、この部屋に用があるってことになる。
But then the person making those footsteps was probably the same person who turned on the light in here, so I didn't honestly hold out much hope.
悪い方に考えると、どんどん頭の中が真っ黒になってゆく。
Rapidly, my thoughts grew darker. Worst-case scenarios began flashing through my mind, one after another.
別の生き物のように勝手にカチカチと動く口と、引きつけを起こしたように震える肩を必死に掴んでなだめながら、
I grasped my quivering mouth and violently shaking shoulders in a vain attempt to calm myself down.
私は目をキュッとつぶって、折れそうになる声を飲み込んでいた。
I clenched my eyes shut and willed myself to swallow any sounds that may otherwise have leaked out. Naho, Naho, please help me.
扉の隙間から部屋の中の様子がうかがえた。通り過ぎてと願った私の祈りを蹴散らすように、部屋の中に誰かが入ってきた。
I peeked through the gap in the door and my fears were confirmed. I was no longer alone in this room. Oh boy.
部屋に入ってきたそれは異様なものだった。
The thing that was in here with me was horrible.
というよりは、なんだかよくわからないもの。ゾッとするものが入ってきたような驚愕とショック。
He seemed not quite human, but not really anything else either. And whatever he was, I was scared to death of him.
確かに人の姿だけど、現実離れした顔も異常に大きな体も私の想像をはるかに超えて恐ろしかった。
On second thought, maybe he was human. He just had a grotesque face and an abnormally large body, not to mention a zombie-like disposition. He was horrifying.
その男は気絶していた様子の女の子を肩に乗せていた。
He had the limp body of a girl tossed over his shoulder.
部屋の中央にあるあの血まみれの机に歩み寄ると、乱暴にその子を投げ落とした。
He walked over to the blood-covered table at the center of the room and violently threw her down onto it. It's Nana! It's Nana! The jacket! It's Nana!
女の子が苦しげなうめき声を上げて覚醒する。まだ生きているんだ。
Letting out a moan of agony, she came to. My God, she was still alive. It's Nana. Oh. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts.
ひどい。あの子、両足が太ももから切断されている。なんてことなの。
Her legs had been severed at the thigh, like completely cut off. How could anyone do something like that? Oh boy.
男が女の子の上に馬乗りになって、机についている高速具のようなもので右腕、左腕と自由を奪っていく。
The man straddled the girl and tied both her arms into metal restraints attached to the table.
何をする気なの。
No, what was he planning on doing to her? Oh boy. That's gotta be the worst feeling, is like being in Nana's position where like You are literally almost a goner. Your legs are gone, you're bleeding out, and you're just praying for death, and it's not coming, and you're still alive and conscious and witnessing everything. Is it possible for someone to just shut the door all the way and not look out, or is it just me? I don't know. I really don't know. He was coming this way. No, 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 please no. Oh boy.
私の隠れている棚を通り過ぎて部屋の隅に行き
The man passed right by the standing closet, instead turning his attention toward the nearby corner of the room, where he began rummaging through a toolbox.
工具箱のようなものを乱暴に引っかき回し始めた。金槌や霧などが床に散らばって、女の子の乗せられている机の下にも転がり込む。
He was utterly careless about it, tossing aside any tools he didn't need. Hammers and drills were clanging on the ground, with some sliding under the table.
荒い動作でそれを回収する。あそこに隠れていたら、
Oh,
使っていた。
interesting. So they switched it for this game. Yeah, the table was the wrong choice this time. Each time a tool fell, he'd bend down and scoop it up. If I had hidden under that table, I absolutely would have been found just now. Now, see, I thought in the first game, if I remember correctly, I chose the cabinet and you die. And then when you hide under the table was fine for some reason, even though you didn't think it would be, but now it's the wrong choice.
やがて巨大なペンチのような器具を持ち出して、女の子の元に戻ると、再び机の上に乗り、体の上にまたがった。
Before long, he pulled out a large pair of pliers. Returning to the girl's side, he once again stepped up onto the table and straddled her body. Oh my god, that is a nightmare-fueled picture right there. Oh, he has no eyes and... What is he going to do with those exactly? Oh, that's right. In the first game, you didn't have a choice. Taguchi was occupying the cabinet. That's right. Oh, is he cutting her tongue or her head? Cheek? Wordlessly, the enormous beast clamped down on the squirming girl's cheek and squeezed with all his might. Oh no. Oh, yeah, he's going after the tongue. Then, as far as I was able to determine from my vantage point, he forced her mouth open and shoved the pliers inside. He readjusted his grip on the handle, then skillfully began opening the two metal prongs while simultaneously pushing them down her throat. Oh no. No, stop. Like, losing your legs wasn't bad enough. Oh god! He didn't even cut it out! Finally grasping the girl's tongue with his pliers, the man suddenly yanked his arm upward in one single powerful movement, tearing it from her mouth. He just... Oh god. Now whip it at the cabinet. Oh. I heard the sound of her mouth frothing over, and after a moment of squirming, all her movements ceased completely.
と一緒に失禁していた。狭い棚の引き戸の中に私の尿が溜まり始める。これ引き戸から外に流れ出たら。
Oh boy. Should have peed somewhere else, right? That's when I lost it. Tears were streaming down my face, and I began peeing myself uncontrollably. Urine was pooling along the bottom of the cabinet.
お腹に必死に力を込めて失禁を止める。見つかったら殺されると思ったらギュッと止めることができた。
I frantically contracted my stomach, forcing myself to stop peeing. If any of it leaked out from here and gave my position away, I'd be a goner for sure. Girl, he could smell your urine. I mean, come on. You can be smelled right now.
お腹の奥が痙攣したみたいに痛む。こんなひどい経験。
My stomach immediately fought this sudden denial with a painful cramp. Please, please, please don't do this now.
男は足元にあったアルミのバケツに引き抜いた舌を投げ捨てて、さらに手に持ったベンチを交互置き場に乱暴に投げつけると。
Well, I'm assuming that this guy is so used to the smell of blood from killing all of these people that he could probably pick up on the scent of urine like that because it's something completely different. You know what I mean? The man tossed the severed tongue into an aluminum bucket at his feet, then roughly threw the pliers back into the toolbox with an ear-splitting clatter.
下の入ったバケツを持って部屋の外へゆっくりと消えていった。
He grabbed the bucket containing the tongue and slowly disappeared from the room. Oh boy.
人が死んだ。殺された。目の前で起こった恐ろしい出来事に私は言葉通り腰が抜けてしまった。
Somebody had just died out there. I was in shock. What I'd seen had literally scared the piss out of me. I didn't think that ever actually happened.
でもこのままいたらまたあいつがやってきて、見つかったら今度こそ殺されるかもしれない。
I had to get out of this room. If I stayed here until he came back, and if he found my hiding place, I could easily be the next one to die on that table.
とにかくここを離れようと、私は棚の戸を開け部屋に出た。
Slowly and shakily, I opened the cabinet doors and re-emerged. Oh! Okay, I didn't want to see that, but thank you.
女の子はピクリとも動かない。生きているようにしか見えないのに、マネキンのように動かない。死んで
Oh my god.
いるんだ。
The girl was still as a board. She almost looked alive, albeit gravely wounded, but her mannequin-like lack of any motion whatsoever said it all.
じっと見ていると、私の脳と心の判断が噛み合わずに気持ちが悪くなってくる。
I stared at this fresh corpse and just felt so many conflicting emotions welling up inside me.
胃袋の奥から湧き溢れてくる悲鳴を必死に噛み殺して、私はこの部屋を後にした。
I exited the room, fighting back, and I can't even talk. Whew. I exited the room, fighting back more screams from the pit of my stomach that seemed insistent on coming out. Yeah, like, I wouldn't have looked at that. I would have just...
なんなのこれ。夢なら早く覚めて。
No, no, what is this place? If I'm dreaming, somebody wake me up, please.
夢かと期待しても覚めない。現実だと理解するには私のリアルを超越しすぎている。
But I knew it wasn't a dream. I accepted that this place was real, even though it differed greatly from any reality I'd ever known before.
私の脳はだんだんと飽和状態になってきた。物を思考する回路にぼんやりと霧がかかってしまっている。
My brain was quickly nearing its breaking point. A stupefying fog clouded my mind's circuits.
なおちゃん、助けて。
Naho, Naho, help me, please.
何日経っただろう。
Days passed in this sweltering, isolated bunker. I couldn't even say how many.
途中で携帯の電源が切れて時計も止まって、私の中で時が消えてもずっとナホちゃんを探し続けた。
My cell phone battery ran out after a while, and my watch died too. I was lost completely, but I never stopped looking for Naho.
何も食べてない。何も飲んでない。もう何回も眠っているから、きっと数日経っている。
I hadn't eaten anything, I hadn't drunk anything, and I'd slept so many times I couldn't even begin to estimate how long I'd been trapped here.
ポケットにはお母さんがくれたチョコが入っている。でもこれは私とお母さんをつなぐ大事なものに思えて食べられなかった。
The chocolate my mom gave me was still in my pocket, but I couldn't bring myself to eat it. I felt like it represented an important bond between me and her. Oh god, the man's back.
私たちの友情は
Our friendship will last forever. It will never die. Oh man. So this is where he caught her. Save me, please. Oh god. She was so weak she couldn't run. Oh, Sachiko.
おいし
Yummy. I don't think she's eating chocolate. Wow. That was a short chapter. That was a very short chapter. Ends to the friends. So that means we gotta load back up some saves and do some wrong things. So it's only this one. So let's just reload from that. Hiding where? Under the table.
大丈夫かな。でも他に隠れる場所もないし。
Would I really be okay under the table? Not the best choice, but I guess there really weren't too many other options.
時は迷っちゃダメだよね。直感で動こう。
Either way, I couldn't afford to hesitate at a time like this. I had to follow my instincts. And I didn't even deliberately avoid the bad end. I was just like, you know, the cabinet's gonna be the worst, so we're gonna just get the bad end out of the way, and it turned out to be the best.
背の低い机の下に身を潜め、足音が部屋を通り過ぎてくれることを祈る。
Fortunately, the table was pretty low to the ground, so I did have some cover there. Nonetheless, I prayed for the footsteps to pass by without coming
だけ
in.
どよくよく考えると、この部屋の電気をつけたのがこの足音の主なら、この部屋に用があるってことになる。
But then the person making those footsteps was probably the same person who turned on the light here, so I didn't honestly hold out much
悪い
hope.
方に考えると、どんどん頭の中が真っ黒になっていく。
Okay, we read this
別
before.
の生き物のように勝手にカチカチと動く口と、 引きつけを起こしたように震えるかと
Yep.
私は必死で
Yep, same thing. Same thing. Oh boy. Oh, we get to see his feet. What was happening?
女の子の苦しげなうめき声机の上に今誰かが投げ落とされたんだ
That was the sound of a girl in pain. The man had apparently dropped someone onto the table, and she was either injured or being injured. Ugh,
尋
same
常じゃな
thing.
い悲鳴が聞こえる机の板を挟んですぐ上で私は恐怖で体がすくんで動けなくなった
I could hear an unearthly scream from the other side of the table above me. My body became rigid. Oh boy.
取りに来たら見つかる
Crap, if he bent down to pick that up, he'd see me for sure. Oh, his face is gonna be right there. Ready? Oh no. Didn't draw the...
それは異様なものだった
He was a very strange, horrifying creature.
というよりはなんだかよくわからないものゾッとするようなものが入ってきたような驚愕とショック
He seemed not quite human, but not really anything else either. And whatever he was, I was scared to death of him.
いや確かに人の姿だけど現実離れした顔も異常に大きな体も私の想像をはるかに超えて恐ろしかった
On second thought, maybe he was human. He just had a grotesque face and abnormally large body, not to mention his zombie-like disposition. He was horrifying. I don't know why she didn't play dead. I mean, there's so much blood in that room. There's so much blood in that room. She could have easily just, like, coated herself, like, with blood and just, like, sat in a corner and just played dead. Like, it would have been easy. I feared as much of my life as any human being can. I was frightened, afraid, terrified. There's no word strong enough. Ah, let me go, let me go.
足や手をバタつかせて必死に暴れるでも男の腕の力は強くびくともしない
I was flailing my arms and legs and doing everything I possibly could to break free from his grip, but this man was strong as an ox. He wasn't letting go.
掴まれた喉ももし男が力を込めたら即座に握りつぶされそうな予感があった
I was fairly certain he could crush my throat with his bare hands if he wanted to. Somebody, anybody, Naho, mommy. Is he strangling us?
男は掴んでいた私の首ごと体を引っ張り乱暴に部屋の中央に投げ出した
The man drew me up by my neck and violently threw me toward the center of the room.
喉に集中しているいろんな繊維質がクリッと音を立てて擦れ合う
It was almost as if he were proving my hypothesis. The tissue and bones in my throat scraped together with a sickening, unnatural sound.
息が詰まって呼吸する穴も潰れて意識が飛びそうになった
I gasped for air. My trachea was in pieces. I could feel my consciousness drifting away.
男はそのまま部屋の出口へ走り出した。
I wasn't sure why, but he then suddenly let out a blood-curdling moan and made a beeline toward the room's only exit.
そして通路に飛び出し振り返ると、出口の重い鉄扉に手をかけた。
As he ran out, he turned around and slammed his hand into the heavy iron door, and it began slowly lurching closed. Wait!
閉じ込められる。瞬間的にそう思った。慌てて出口へ駆け出す私に。
I was locked in. I knew it right away. I ran toward the door as best as I could manage, but I already knew I wouldn't be able to get it open again. Wait, please help me!
ひっくり返された机の表側に、器具で両手首を固定された女の子が囚われていた。
The girl I'd heard screaming was strapped onto the surface of the now overturned table, dangling helplessly. Please help! God, no, open! Open, goddammit! Oh, man. So he put us in the cabinet, and he locked the door? Oh. So what is he doing?
それから何日経っただろう。
Days passed. I couldn't even begin to guess how many.
血の匂いの充満した真っ暗な部屋に再び明かりがつくことはなかった。
No light ever returned to that blood-drenched, pitch-black room.
一緒にいた女の子もずいぶん前から何も喋らなくなった。
And the girl I was trapped with hadn't said a word for a long time. Yeah, she died of blood loss.
匂いも寒さも痛みも感じない。
I knew it smelled in here. I knew it was cold, and that I was in pain, but I couldn't sense any of it anymore.
私生きてるのかな、死んでるのかな。
Was I alive? Was I dead?
誰かここから出して。
I wasn't sure it even mattered. I just wanted to leave that room. Somebody, please, let me out. Maybe he just did lock us in that room. But is it really a bad end? Because we just starved to death. We didn't necessarily get our heads bashed in. The girl, Nana, didn't get her tongue ripped out. So, like, is it really a bad end? We die either way. I mean, I consider this the better, the better end. Like, our trachea's, like, all fucked, but I don't know. At least we didn't have to, like, wait forever and then watch Nana suffer. I don't know. I know. Used and discarded. Oh, God. Well, I think... Yeah, we did die in pain, though. That is true. We did die in pain. We all died in pain. Even Nana. But I think that's my limit for tonight because I am really tired and having a hard time reading. So I'm not going to push myself any longer as much as I want to get through. Oh, God. Don't stop it. Stop it. No copyright. As much as I'd like to get through another chapter, I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm so tired. So, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoy. Everyone else sleep well. And happy used to be Friday the 13th. But I will see you guys next week, and we will continue another chapter. So until then, take care, everyone. Have a good night, good weekend. See you next time. Bye-bye.